ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau. Hope you're having a wonderful week thus far. Today it's 74 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, beautiful sunshine, feels really nice. We're going to enjoy life today, friends. I did not get enough sleep last night, so I'm sure I'm going to feel that today. I'm going to walk on. I had to pause it because they were playing some music. YouTube will actually put a strike on my channel. Well, not a strike, but if I were monetized, I'd lose money for it. And they always send an email saying you had copyrighted music without authorization to use it. Like they did on the record store video. They were playing Gloria Gaynor in the background in the store. I got no control over that. Doesn't matter. Anyway, friends, we'll do a partial selfie today. I don't want to be on screen too much. Always trying to find a happy medium mix. People do like to know who they're talking to. Beautiful car that went by. Oldie but a goodie. So we got a few things to talk about today. I had a hearing today for RFK Jr. and because he's the health secretary, and he had kind of a mic drop moment today with Democrats playing partisan nonsense, and he basically told them, I mean, do you guys want kids healthy? You've been trying to get dyes out of food for 20 years, talking specifically to one congressman. Why don't we work together and get something done? That's what he said. Basically, instead of this crap that you guys are pulling today, Democrats are in big trouble. And I'm loving seeing it, because now they have to fight against people making children healthy. They're fighting for immigrants. You know, it's like illegals that are bad. So I don't get it. Hey, baby. It's okay. That dog wants to eat your favorite J.Beau. Well, I've just decided I'm wearing the wrong shoes to walk today. Should have known better. See these shoes right here? These are shoes that made to be comfortable standing all day at work. They're not very good for walking. And why are they not good for walking? They're too soft and too spongy. They're too spongy when you walk. Can't get a good rhythm going. So we'll work through it. But I'm not enjoying this today. I'm enjoying the weather. It's really nice. So, I've not had enough sleep, and I'm wearing the wrong shoes for a walk. So I guess that means we're going to have some good combo. So anyway, we also saw DHS Secretary Kristi Noem giving it to Congress pretty good today as well, telling them point blank, why are you guys defending these criminals trying to break into a detention center and then deny that's what they're trying to do? She asked them that. She said it's all there on video. Assaulting a police officer, everything, for a stupid political stunt, she said. They broke the law. Nobody is above the law, she reminded them. They need to be prosecuted for federal trespassing. Because that's what they did. Trying to barge their way into a detention center. That's a crime. It's against the law. Nobody's above the law. Then Hakeem Jeffries says if any of his members are arrested, they'll be held to pay. He threatened doing something. Nobody knows what. What power does he have to do anything? Democrats are in sad shape. Hakeem Jeffries looks like he doesn't look like a nice person. Looks like an evil person to me, and he doesn't look like he's very well physically. I think the Democrats are going to have a very rough road ahead because Both chambers are being led, both in the minority, but also are being led by Democrats from New York. New York Democrats. The most radical progressive ones besides San Francisco. So it's going to get interesting. So anyway, today is what we waited for since last year. Beautiful sunny day, over 70 degrees in Maine. I'm wearing two shirts because even though it's 74, 75 degrees, it's not very humid. I was actually inside the house with windows open. I had shorts on and I had just a t-shirt and I was getting chilly. So, thanks. So there you have it. Welcome to Maine. Gorgeous though. And I'll be warm on this walk. I'm getting warm already. Starting to sweat. I'm wearing two shirts. I get the sleeves up on one of them though. Alright, let's turn this around. Turn it all around. Hi everybody. It's your favorite J.Beau. Hope you're having a magnificent week. Scoffing at Democrats. Laughing at their complete incompetence and lunacy. The other funny thing I noticed is Trump is off in the Middle East having a wonderful time, doing a lot of good, bringing a lot of investment and jobs. And his trip is so successful that CNN has stopped covering it, basically. They're covering P. Diddy, the P. Diddy trial, 24/7. So they don't have to talk about Trump. When CNN's not talking about Trump, things are good. That means they're not happy. MSNBC is talking about a whole bunch of other things too. The head honcho of Saudi Arabia, the king, greets President Trump personally. They didn't even go meet Biden at the airport. They sent a second-rate entourage. Trump was greeted with full everything. Got a full tour from the prince himself, personally, in a cart. And today he's in Qatar. They greeted him with a whole slew of camels. And they also said that was the first president to be formally invited to Qatar, ever. So Trump was the first one ever. Now I saw conflicting reports from the media. Big shocker, right? One outlet reported $76 billion. Fox News reported $96 billion, which I think is the correct one. Newsweek and Reuters reported $200 billion. Investment in Boeing for 160 airplanes. Now, 160 airplanes and $200 billion, I don't think these planes cost more than $1 billion each. So, I think the Fox News number was right, that it was about $96 billion for 160 planes. Sounds more reasonable. But that's more investment in America and jobs. And that's the biggest order that Qatar has ever put in for airplanes. This is the same Boeing company who couldn't get Air Force One done on time and at cost. So good luck getting your planes. So the Democrats tried to make a big thing out of Qatar, whatever you want to pronounce it. I've always pronounced it Qatar. Seems like the rest of the planet says Qatar, Q-A-T-A-R. Whatever the case is, they donated $400 million super flying palace, a royal airplane that the royals travel on. It's huge, it's big, it's safe. So generally speaking, Republicans and Trump supporters support getting this plane. Some people are trying to make a big deal out of some Republicans not supporting it, voters. But what they're not supporting is they don't trust another government to give us a plane that would be safe. They think there's going to be some shenanigans. So that is where the disapproval comes from. So be careful of the poll information that you read on the internet, because a lot of them are trying to say that Americans don't approve of him accepting that. A lot of them don't approve accepting the plane from a country in the Middle East that in the past has supported Hamas. So they just don't trust that the plane is going to be safe or not tampered with or spy equipment put on it. Like we're not going to disassemble the whole thing down to the last bolt and rebuild it. Of course we are. So that's a lot of conspiracy stuff on that, which spreads on the internet like wildfire. The claim is Qatar supported Hamas financially, and that's true. But they didn't support terrorism. They supported humanitarian efforts and were asked to do so by the United States and Israel, okay? That's the part they don't tell you. So again, that is more fluff without giving you all the information. So there's that. I'm J.Beau, I give it to you straight. And the only reason why people are making a fuss to begin with about the plane that don't like Trump is because it's Trump. Plain and simple. When we were gifted the Resolute desk, which sits in the Oval Office, it was okay. When we were gifted the Statue of Liberty as a thank you, that was okay. Qatar gives an airplane for Trump to use as Air Force One. And oh my God, Trump's getting a free plane. No, he's not. It's not being donated to Trump. It's being donated to the Department of Defense, which is the same people that own Air Force One and Marine One, and yada, 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 so on and so forth. So this is just a, oh my God, it's Trump getting a gift. Emoluments clause. Impeach, impeach. That's all this is. It's already dying down because they look stupid. It takes them a while to know when they look stupid. They just hurry up and knee jerk without thinking. Just like, have you been hearing about Doge in the media lately? I haven't. I don't think I've heard a news network mention Doge in 2, maybe 3 weeks. Why is that? Because the numbers came out on how much money they cut, and services are still working. So the Democrats are stupid, but I guess they're not effing stupid. So they've stopped talking about it, which means it was successful. Just like they're not talking about Trump in the Middle East, because it's very successful. Also, the other thing they're not talking about is the country going in the right direction, was the recent polling. 49% say yes. That's higher than it's been in many years. So the country is behind Trump. That's what that means. And the Democrats don't know what to do with themselves. So they're going to piss, cry, crap, and moan about every little thing Trump does, hoping something sticks. They tried bashing their way into a federal facility. That blew up in their face. They tried to fly to El Salvador to get a nasty person back here just so they can be deported again, just so they can have a win against Trump. And they're not getting that either. So they're in tough shape. Oh well, they had a chance to do good for this country and they blew it. They screwed the pooch. They forced a decrepit, old, incompetent, senile old man into the White House. They took advantage of a pandemic to rig the voting. I will maintain that till the day I die. Full media blitz to cover for him at all cost because they wanted to get rid of Trump. And it turns out they would have been better off to just let Trump win that election, because now he's making them pay for it. And they've destroyed themselves in the process. They have destroyed themselves in the process. The Democrats have. Because they made everything about Trump. Trump is a threat to democracy. If Trump wins, the Constitution will be gone. It will be the end of democracy. Trump is a Hitler. He's this, he's that. And the American people weren't stupid enough to believe it. Well, 25% were, but they're under 30, and a lot of them under 25 are stupid enough to believe anything anyway. So, or ignorant enough, I should say. I don't want to say stupid, I want to say ignorant. It's the difference. Stupid is you hit your thumb with a hammer, and you know you were going to hit your thumb with a hammer, and you wanted to see what would happen. Stupid is doing it again. Ignorance is not knowing the result from doing it. First time, if you follow. What a gorgeous day. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna cry and moan because I haven't had enough sleep. Causes my heart rate to get up a little higher because I'm fatigued. Well, we'll be okay. I got a good sweat going right now. Starting to feel a little more comfortable walking in these shoes, getting used to how they feel. Really not enjoyable. They're a great shoe if you're going to be working all day and walking around inside somewhere or standing a lot. They're not so good for walking long distances. Keep my eye up ahead on traffic. It's when you walk over these crests, they're the most dangerous because you don't see the car until after it goes over the crest. So we'll see if we get any turkeys or anything out here today. Some squirrels eating. I don't see no turkeys. No turkeys today. Whew. Car goes by, we'll cross. I don't see no critters out there today. Big field out here. I'm gonna have to stop and see if we see any geese today, and we'll see if the alpacas are out. Absolutely gorgeous day today in Maine. Not a cloud, not a single cloud up there today. Thank you, Jesus. Ooh, forehead's wet. One of these days the stand will be open selling some vegetables or something. Might be later this fall after the harvest. I've never seen anything being sold out of that yet. Maybe they're not doing it anymore. I'm gonna cut across here. Cut across while the cutting's good. I'm gonna go see if there's any geese, even though there might be some brush. I don't want to get any ticks. It is tick season. I've already had 4 on me, just in that one place near the woods on 2 different trips. I undressed to get in the shower, and 2 times I had one on my calf just above my sock, and another one just above my sock on my calf. And both of them, I had to pick them off pretty good. They were getting ready to root right there. And I think it's because they were hungry. They usually don't settle down that far low. I think they were desperate for some blood. Blood. So we'll see if we see any geese. I'm gonna walk in there quietly this time so I don't disturb them. We'll walk in quietly so we don't wake up the ticks. No geese today. Oh well. Sure there's no ticky tacks on me. Don't see anything. You can usually see them pretty easily. They're usually a light brown to a dark brown. Oh, these shoes are terrible for walking. They don't hurt my feet. It just feels bouncy and feels like I'm not getting what I want out of my stride. Exactly what it feels like. They're too soft. Soft is okay if there's a little bit of pushback. These feel like the soles are filled with water, like I'm walking on water balloons, if that makes sense. This is the kind of day today. We used to have school field trips that were perfect. 70, 75 degrees, oodles of sunshine. I remember one time we visited a one-room schoolhouse. Thought that was cool. Like the olden timey days. Like Laura Ingalls. Little house on the prairie. Had the one-room schoolhouse. Still got some of those in Maine. They're not being used, but they are historically protected historical sites. Out taking care of their business. And mowed our property. Bad news is, because the ground was so saturated, I'll have to mow it again sooner, because the grass will grow really fast. Well, this is the last time I walk in these shoes. I feel like I'm getting absolutely nowhere. Not a fan. You didn't see me look both ways before crossing, but I did. It's one of those things you don't see when I'm holding the camera. So don't worry about me too much. Cut across here again. We're past that noisy truck. An old red barn. Well, the only thing I'm glad about is this isn't hurting my feet too. But it does feel like I'm walking in quicksand, like. Not a fan. I'm not a fan of these. So you're probably asking, well, why the hell did you wear them? Well, I thought I'd give them a try. They felt okay in the house, which is what they're designed for. I'm like, all right, I already have them on. I'll just keep them on and go for a walk, right? Well, bad idea. I should have put on my ones that were stiffer with more support. Probably be more comfortable if I walked barefoot. Well, we're halfway through, 2.5 miles, according to the app lady in my ear. Yard sale, Friday and Saturday, 8 to 4. Pretty day today. I told you, this route is absolutely gorgeous when there's leaves on the trees. It's even prettier in the fall, as you saw. Typical New England. A lot of places like this in New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, western half of Connecticut, western half of Massachusetts, upstate New York. Anywhere where all the people live turns to crap. Can't even get away from syringes out here. Here's a car coming, I think. Coming from behind. That's why I don't listen to music when walking. The car turned. I heard it turn. Here another one. So we got a shipping notification for that Henry rifle. They did the repair on it. So for future reference, because the guy at the UPS shipping place, I used a hardware store, was just about freaking out because it was a firearm. And I was like, dude, that's not how the law works on firearms. You can mail firearms. The United States Postal Service will only mail a firearm if you use an FFL. FedEx and UPS, you don't have to do that. He was like, you gotta have an FFL. I said, no. The gun has already been purchased. It's being mailed to the manufacturer for servicing. I've already had a background check to own it. It doesn't need another one. And the manufacturer doesn't need one. So just ship it, please. So I'm watching the tracking thing at home. It's not moving. It's not moving. And then at the time the UPS guy comes by, it says new shipping label was created after I got a text that said there was a delay. So the guy took the label and canceled it. That's what he did. Because he didn't believe what I told him. So obviously the UPS guy told him it's fine and they printed a new label. It's like, geez, and Henry is mailing the firearm right back to us at the home address. You don't need an FFL for that either. Some states you do, according to state laws, but not in Maine. Because it's being shipped by an FFL, the manufacturer who made the rifle. Granted, I need a signature to sign for it. But the point being, it can be sent right back to your house. So, a lot of people are too paranoid about things because it's a firearm and it's our Second Amendment right. You know, it's supposed to not be an issue. It's supposed to be, everybody has that right. It's cool, man. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. It's all lawful, it's all legal, depending on your state. Philadelphia, for example, you can't even buy an air pistol. Not even an airsoft one on Amazon that shoots plastic little peas. You know those little beads? In Philadelphia, unless you have an FFL, Federal Firearms License person, get that in, you go sign for it. You know why? Because people use them to hold up liquor stores and stuff, and they're not real guns. Kind of a stupid law. I think so anyways. Hello again, everybody. Oh, a lot of work out here today walking. I'm telling you, these freaking shoes. Oops. Even my selfie stick. It's like, what the hell are you doing today? Having all kinds of problems. Whew. Three miles. We got a couple miles left. Be glad to see them over with today, despite the nice weather. And it is nice today. And look at that. That's really nice today. So anyway, I really don't know what else to talk about today. I've been spending a lot of time playing guitar and listening to records lately, as opposed to being online, which is always good. It's nice to have hobbies, to do different things. I used to love playing ice hockey until I became injury prone because I'm getting older. Flip the camera back around. Kind of a chore carrying this today. Hope you don't mind. I'm sure you don't want to see my face all the time anyways. I'm sure you don't want to see my big dumb face. So last night I listened to Iron Maiden's second album, Killers. What a fantastic, phenomenal record that is. I like their first one also. But that second one, they really found a good groove. And it wasn't recorded the best. I mean, that's a little bit of a thumpy bass sound in it. But I have an original copy and I have 2 reissues. And the reason why I have 2 reissues is the first reissues in America weren't exactly the best pressings. So I ended up buying the European ones. The American ones are on BMG. And the European ones were on Parlophone. The Parlophone pressings were absolutely gorgeous. Great sounding. Nice, crisp, clear sound. And the first 3 Iron Maiden American ones sound terrible. But it was only for the first 3. And it's like they hurried up and got it on the market because they were sold with the Iron Maiden box for the original albums. So basically what you did is they sold the box with 3 albums in it, kind of at a discounted price, fair price. So you got the box with the 3 records in it. And the 3 records that came with it were not that good. So I got the Parlophone ones. Now the reason why I say the first 3 weren't very good is because everything from Peace of Mind, Number of the Beast, all of that stuff issued on the American BMG label after that was fine. I think they just hurried up and got those on the market, and they came out at a time when the industry was just getting back into it, more or less, 2014, 2015. Now pretty much everything is pressed and sounds good. Pretty much. Pretty much. It's like Metallica's Kill 'Em All. I have a 1988 record club pressing that sounds amazing. So it's a 1980s reissue. If you're not familiar with the old record clubs, you join a record club and you get an album mailed to you every month or whatever it was. And you paid for a membership or shipping or whatever it was. And so anyway, I got Metallica's Kill 'Em All on the record club one. And I bought one of the first reissues that came out in 2017, 2016. And it's not very good. Kind of sounds good, but the pressing itself has defects. Something got pressed into the vinyl underneath where it's not touching the needle, but it has a raised spot. So every time it goes around, it sounds like a record skipping, except the record doesn't skip. It makes a noise. And the other side, through the entire side too, every time the record goes around, you hear a noise that goes whomp, 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 because of a surface defect along the entire side B. Either it was pressed where the press wasn't hot enough to melt the vinyl properly, or somebody that didn't know what they were doing was pressing it that day. In either case, you want to make sure you get a good Metallica pressing. You can't really tell till you buy it, but on the inner matrices, the inner matrix, in the dead wax, that space with no grooves before the label, the center label, it will actually say made on the Metalli press. That means those are the good ones that were made on Metallica's own record pressing plant that they financed for their own music because they didn't like the job that was being done. So, how cool is that? All of those sound good. So that would include the 2022 release. The first reissues that Metallica started putting out themselves, 2022, end of 2021. And the other problem it had, besides being pressed incorrectly, was the output volume was way too low. You had to really turn it up loud, and it ruins a lot of the fidelity that you could get from it. So I have to repurchase that, but like I said, I have an original one that sounds great, so I haven't really felt hard pressed like I have to do it. But I would like to have the Walmart variant, which is the the variant is kind of funny because Metallica likes to be funny when they do things. But the Walmart exclusive is the Jump in the Fire, because that's the name of the song on the album. And it's red, so it's like a fire red with a little bit of orange in it, like it's flame. Jump in the Fire Truck Red, it's called. Or the Red Fire Truck. Jump in the Red Fire Truck, I think is what the official name of the variant is. But it is a Walmart exclusive. It's about $20 to $22, which these days is cheap. Super cheap. 2020, that would have been $17.99, $18.99. A lot of albums nowadays are 25 to 30 bucks, so Walmart has them for 22 something. It's a good buy. I've read reviews on that pressing online, and everybody's really impressed with it, and it sounds great, so I know it will. Plus, like I said, they really have their shtick down now for pressing vinyl records. It's pretty hard to get one that doesn't sound good these days, and if you do, it's whatever they used for a master rather than the pressing itself, if you know what I mean. Like I have an album by Mastodon, really good, heavy, hard metal band. I've seen them live. The album I have sounds really sterile, sounds terrible. It sounds like they transferred a CD onto vinyl, and I think that's basically what they did. Not the band, but the record label. Beautiful packaging. Everything looks great, and then you put it on and it just sounds flat. Good music. Just doesn't have that acoustic, analog, audible enjoyment like a vinyl record should. And even the CD sounds better than that. So, you know, that's something else the industry had to learn, that if you master something for a CD, you can't use that same master for vinyl because it doesn't sound good. You can do it, but you need something mastered for vinyl, just like they used to do. They used to master things for 8-track. They used to master things for cassette separately. The vinyl was separate. So at first, because they didn't know how to do it, I guess, you have to remember all the people that used to make the vinyl records and work in the industry, do all these recordings and transfers and masters. They got old and retired. It's like nobody knew how to do it. They had to learn over again. But plus side of that is technology today is so much better that these vinyl albums today sound better than the originals. I got all the Led Zeppelin remasters. I got most of the Pink Floyd ones, and they sound better than my originals. It's not even a contest. And I don't mean vinyl quality, I'm talking about acoustically, audio-wise. These records today fill the room. My clean box set. I got a full 15 album clean box set. All the studio albums. And they're absolutely stunning. They used the original recording tapes, which some of them were damaged. They had to restore them. It cost a lot of money to do that. I found out later, Bob Ludwig, famous engineer, who's old now, but he knows all about the mastering process, and they were done. Some of it was done in Portland, Maine, right here, 45 miles away from me. The bulk of the work on the Queen remasters were done at Abbey Road Studios in England, but they wanted Bob Ludwig to put the finishing touches, and he did. Absolutely gorgeous. Another young guy that's really good at it, Steven Wilson, who was in the band Opeth. He's got an amazing ear. He remastered, oh, what I should say, he didn't remaster, he remixed the entire Jethro Tull catalog. And that stuff sounds absolutely phenomenal. Because I got the old originals, and I got the Steven Wilson remixes. And my God, those things sound so good sounding. And it kind of left me thinking, you know, like, geez, how could people listen to these old ones? They sound terrible. They don't, but next to these new ones, they do. I bet you could even pick out the difference on a small portable cheap Crosley turntable from Walmart for 60 bucks. A lady in my ear said we've done 4 miles. Feels like I've walked 6 because of these shoes. I'm definitely not going to wear these again. Firm, giving support is what you need for walking. Soft and cushiony is no good. Some people might like that. I absolutely hate them. Oh, we got another mile and a half, almost 2, but we'll only be talking for about another mile. I'll end my walk before my walk is over, like usual. per usual, take a nice hot shower, have some liquids, have a coffee. Snowmobile crossing. Not today. No snowmobiles will be crossing today. Whew, that breeze feels nice. I'm all sweaty. That feels really nice. It's the kind of breeze you beg for on a hot summer night when you're walking and there's not much traffic. You're happy when a van goes by or something because of the air it pulls behind it. So these are good shoes, just not for this, if that makes sense. Now we're starting to get some growth on the side of the road there, so I'm gonna walk on this side. To walk on this side, I'll cross back over. I always like to have cars coming towards me. It's safer. See what's coming. Had another feel-good moment today. I was going through my closet and I came across 3 pair of pajama pants. And you're probably saying, yeah, well, big deal, right? Well, they're from quite a few years ago. They were BB-8 Star Wars robot BB-8 pajama pants. I know, cute, right? But what I was doing at the time was tying the waist to whatever size that fit me. So all I had to do is just pull the pajamas up and they would fit. I didn't have to tie them. Well, guess what? I tried those on and I couldn't believe that I used to be that big. They're all loose and baggy. One of them I can't even wear anymore because it's extra large. It's just too big. The extra large one is big because I wear a large now. So I thought that was nice. It's a nice reward for all this walking and diet change that I did. So that was a nice surprise. So I think the extra large ones, I'm gonna chuck them or donate them, one or the other. And the extra large one, I'll keep those and wear them. They'll be a little loose fitting, but I can wear them. They're pretty nice. So thought I'd share that with you for whatever it's worth. Now we gotta walk down this steep hill where your feet slide right into the toe box of your shoes. And these are not hurting my feet. They're just too squishy. These shoes fit perfectly fine. It feels just like walking on water balloons, like I said, like the soles are filled with water. Well, some people might like that. They also have really good grip for wet surfaces. So they're definitely made for like a work sneaker. There we go, and a battery in there. We have a new battery. Now the other night, 2 walks ago, towards the end of my walk, I put a placeholder on it that said missing reel because it stopped recording. I don't know why the camera stopped recording and why I didn't notice it. All I can think of is it was already recording and I pushed a button and it stopped recording. And I heard the beep thinking it was telling me it was recording. Whatever the case is, my apologies. And now we have a recording that's working because I'm looking at it. I double checked it. Now we're going to head down this way, wrap things up with you. Usually we get a little further before the battery gives out. The camera works harder when it's really bright daylight out. When it's cloudy out, it lasts longer. And when I record at night, I never have to change the battery. I don't want to say never, but for the most part, my regular 5-mile walks, a single battery charge lasts for the whole walk with about 8 to 10% left over. Hi.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Killer attack dog. Hi, little doggy. Hi.
He's just nosy. Oh boy.
That's okay. A little doggy, you wanted to eat me. Getting thirsty. Sweating a lot today. So I'm glad I went for a walk today anyway. I would have preferred having a full night's sleep, but that happens. The other night, I think I slept 9 hours. Couldn't believe it. Right, straight up through. It's like, you know, I get these nights where I sleep like that, and then other nights I toss and turn a little bit, or get something to do the next day. You're thinking about it, blah, blah, blah. That's why I love Sunday mornings. I sleep 8 to 10 hours on Sunday morning. Really strange. Like a clock every week. Most of the time it's 6 hours during the week. 4 hours I can get by okay. But last night I probably had 3.5, and I'm feeling it today. And I'm not gonna have time to take a nap today either, so I got stuff I gotta do today. You know, sometimes you just got stuff you gotta do. Anyway, I'll turn the camera around. There we go, sorry about that. Anyway, my friends, thank you for walking with me. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. Be good to one another, as Bill and Ted would say. And try to be happy. Appreciate life. We get the president we want. Everything they're trying to do to tear him down is not going to work. It's not working. And they're just making themselves look as bad as they really are, and we're enjoying it. I mean, I'm seriously enjoying this. So anyway, my friends, peace out. God bless. Click like and subscribe. Say a prayer for Trump and the country. Say a prayer for you and your family. And God bless you all. See you on the next walk, friends. Bye-bye.